Namaste everybody. I hope you're all doing well. I've been recovering all day. I've been meditating and sleeping all day. And I've come out of meditation, a very deep meditation, and feeling quite energized. So I'm going to give this a try. Okay, this is lesson 2. Lesson number 2. And this is thought form mastery class, lesson 2. Okay, what are the benefits of gaining mastery over your thought forms? Well, hopefully you've all been practicing the first lesson and the first step, which is becoming the observer self. And I mean, I want you to keep on practicing with this, to keep on. I'm still practicing it now after over 5-6 years. I'm still practicing now. And it's just one of these skills that you just refine, and you refine it, and you refine it, and it becomes better and better and better. And you will also notice that if you skip practice for even a few weeks or even a few days, certainly after a few months, you'll notice a massive difference. I mean, huge. You'll notice that you just can't, things slip. It's like anything. If you don't use it, you lose it. So it's a skill like anything else. You need to keep on practicing that skill. You need to be practicing the skill in action. Okay, so hopefully you're becoming to become aware of the fact that you are not your thoughts, and you never have been. Your thoughts are a part of your human ego mind, or your small self, your small mind, your lower mind, as many will call it. This class in mastery, in thought form mastery, is gaining control over the thought forms. Now, when I say gaining control, thoughts are very elusive, and they're very good at playing tricks on you. So thought forms in particular, because thought forms are when you've attached an emotion to a thought. For instance, you've got an intrusive thought coming into your head, and you try and fight it by thinking against it, by saying in your mind, go away, leave me alone, shut up. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. So becoming the observer self is all about using your higher mind, entering into your higher mind, becoming the observer self. Self with a capital S, as I keep getting shown. Not the self with a small s, not the I with the small I, the I with the capital I from the great I am, which is the true I of your true self, capital S, self. Now, once you have gained the perspective of being your observer self, once you can become your observer self, you can then meditate in a much more fluent and useful and incredible way. So step 2, or lesson 2 in this class of thought form mastery, is called consciousness tracking. Consciousness tracking is when you gain mastery over being able to concentrate a single focal point of attention onto one particular thought that you create, and then you can create your own thought forms. Now think about this. You've had intrusive thought forms all of your life, right? Hopefully by now you're beginning to become the observer self, so that is not much of a problem anymore. But now that you're the observer self, now you know that you can also create useful thought forms. Now, what would be a useful thought form? Now, think about this. Alleviation of karma. You can use thought form tracking and creation or deliberate creation of thought form focused onto a certain soul energy. And you can use this, I promise you this works, you can use this for karma alleviation, negative karma alleviation, or other people call it karma balancing or karma neutralization. Either way, it's karma neutralization, and you can neutralize the negative karma. So the exercise that I'm going to give you sounds simple, and it is simple in theory. I've channeled all of this, and I'm kind of intuitively downloading this now from the field, from the unified field, the divine, I call it the divine field. Okay? So the exercise, consciousness tracking, you concentrate all of your consciousness onto one focal point of attention, and you hold it there for 10 minutes. This is the exercise. For the first few days, start with 1 minute, because this sounds easy, right, in theory. Try it. When you try it, you'll realize it's not so easy. The better that you get at becoming the observer self in the first lesson in this class, the better you'll be able to consciousness track. Consciousness tracking is, I'm going to give you an example. Get yourself into a meditative state, either sat down or laid down. You can do this standing up, but I would recommend sat down or laid down, especially when you begin this. When you get good, you'll be able to do this walking, standing. You'll be able to do this all over the place, and you really will become a spiritual master of your own mind. Okay, so the exercise is this. Do the 3 breaths, the same as the first lesson. Okay, 3 full, so close your eyes. 3 full deep breaths in through the nose, all the way in, slowly. Hold 2 seconds. Out through the mouth, even slower. Do that 3 times, and what that does is it just kind of resets you, and it puts you into a parasympathetic. Your parasympathetic system kicks in, and the parasympathetic system is the part of your nervous system which relaxes you and puts you in a very beautiful ease. It's the opposite of dis-ease. It puts you into divine ease, I call it. Okay, after your 3 breaths, the tracking exercise begins. Now I want you to pick a body part, and this has to be just one body part. It can be your big toe on your left foot, the little toe on your right foot. Now don't cheat. Don't be tempted to cheat. I've got my ankle, my right ankle, since I broke it really badly and dislocated it, and then got CRPS, developed CRPS in it. It hurts all the time. So it would be very easy for me to just pick that, right? That's cheating. I deliberately don't let myself do that. Pick a body part that doesn't hurt, okay? But it has to have feeling, not something that's gone paralyzed for whatever reason, okay? This has to be a body part where you have feeling in the body part. So if your legs are paralyzed, for example, then pick the small finger on your left hand, or your thumb on your right hand. Okay? And don't be gripping anything at the time, because that's also cheating. Yeah, it's easy to cheat with this exercise, but you're not going to get anywhere if you cheat with it. I promise you. Okay, so the exercise is concentrating all of your consciousness onto that one point and holding it. It will begin to start drifting up and down and back into your head and back, or into your heart space, or into your head space, your third eye space, or into your throat chakra, like into sound and the sound rays. Don't let that happen. You need to, if you do, and this will happen, you will come off target. When your consciousness drifts off target, just bring it straight back down again. If you need to, take another breath. Center yourself, ground yourself, and then draw that conscious point of focal attention directly back to that spot, that place, and hold it there for as long as you possibly can, continuously. See how long you can do it for. When I first started doing it, I could only do it for 20 seconds, maybe 20 seconds. By the second week, I could maybe do it for a minute or two. Yeah, but you will be able to do this. All of you can do this. You need patience, you need determination, and think about the karma alleviation that you're going to be obtaining from this. So the way this works is eventually we're going to be able to target thought forms that we create in using your imagination. And people who have even died, who you've had negative karma with, souls who you've died, just by thinking, just by imagining that they are in front of you, and you direct your thought form. Now this involves speaking in your mind. Okay, so you need to imagine that you're speaking, and it needs to be directed, and it needs to be held in the same place for at least 10 minutes to do this. That's 3 different things, and we're only on step 1 of this karma alleviation, and this is only lesson 2 of this spiritual mastery over your thoughts and thought forms. We're eventually going to be creating thought forms, deliberate thought forms, and then projecting them out to the energy that was the soul, or is the soul. Let's say it's an ex-girlfriend that you don't want to speak to. You don't have to. To alleviate the karma, you don't have to do that. You can. It's probably better if you do that in many ways, but you don't have to. That's the point. Don't forget, all of this is a hologram. It's holographic. Science has proven this now. This is all holographic, fractal based, and we know that we are aspects of the divine source. The thought form can only be directed and held in one place when you can master this exercise, this lesson number 2. Keep practicing. Pick a body part, do your breaths, bring yourself into your parasympathetic state, and then direct all of your attention, all of your consciousness onto one point of focal attention, one body part. And don't let it drift. If it's your little finger on your left hand, keep it there. It's got to stay there. Once you've mastered this, we're going to do lesson 3. Lesson 3 will be creating thought forms. And then lesson 4 will be directing the created thought forms at the desired target. And then I will show you how to pull all of this off and how to put all of them together. And this is a real incredible tool to have in your box. It really is. Okay, we're coming up to 15 minutes, but let me know how you're getting on. You know, if you have any questions, you know, put it in the comments. Or the ones of you who know me could call me or whatever, or message me. But yeah, see how you go. Try for 1 minute first, and then build up to 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Just do it for as long as you can. Take note of the time when you first do your breaths. Estimate the time that it takes and go from there. And you can work out roughly the time. Okay, this is Dator signing off. Namaste.